Abraham's life was intricately connected with three remarkable women, each playing a pivotal role in the fulfillment of his destiny as the father of nations. Sarah, Hagar, and Keturah. The confusion between Hagar and Keturah as the same woman is a common misconception. However, according to the biblical narrative in the book of Genesis, Hagar and Keturah are distinct individuals, and Abraham had separate relationships with each of them. Hagar was an Egyptian maidservant in the household of Sarah and Abraham. Sarah, unable to conceive, suggested that Abraham take Hagar as a secondary wife to fulfill the divine promise of offspring. Hagar bore Abraham a son named Ishmael. The relationship between Sarah and Hagar became strained, leading to Hagar's departure from the household after the birth of Ishmael. Ishmael is considered the forefather of the Arab peoples, while Keturah is introduced later in the biblical narrative after the death of Sarah. Abraham married Keturah, and together they have several children: Zimran, Jokshan, Medan, Midian, Ishbak, and Shua. Keturah is a Hebrew name meaning incense or fragrance. After Sarah's death, Abraham's marriage to Keturah represents a new chapter in his life and the continuation of his legacy. Genesis 25:1-2. Abraham had taken another wife, whose name was Keturah. She bore him Zimran, Jokshan, Medan, Midian, Ishbak, and Shua. The distinction between Hagar and Keturah is crucial for understanding the genealogies and the broader narrative of Abraham's life in the biblical context. Through Hagar, the progenitor of the Arab peoples, and Keturah, whose descendants formed lesser documented yet significant nations, the diverse branches of Abraham's lineage sprouted, each contributing to the broader tapestry of human history. The fulfillment of God's promise to Abraham, witnessed through the emergence of the Israelites, Arabs, and other descendants, highlights God's faithfulness. This promise not only shaped nations, but also showcased the enduring legacy of Abraham, whose descendants played pivotal roles in the rich tapestry of world history, cultures, and civilizations. God's covenant with Abraham stands as a testament to his faithfulness in fulfilling his promises, as Abraham's lineage continued to transcend time, shaping nations that have left indelible marks on human civilization. In this video, we are going to discuss Abraham and Keturah with their descendants. Abraham, a weathered wanderer in the ancient lands, found himself alone after the passing of his beloved wife, Sarah. The weight of years bore heavily on his shoulders, but the flame of life still burned within him. In this chapter of his journey, destiny led him to a new companion named Keturah. The air was filled with the fragrance of desert blooms when Abraham and Keturah first met. Her eyes held the wisdom of time, and her spirit resonated with the untold stories of her own life. Together, they ventured into a chapter of companionship, etched against the backdrop of sunsets that painted the sky in hues only a divine hand could craft. As their days unfolded, Keturah became a pillar of strength for Abraham, a source of solace in the twilight of his years. In her presence, the weight of his losses seemed to lighten, and the echoes of laughter reverberated through the tents they shared. Genesis 25:1-4 sheds light on this juncture of Abraham's life. Abraham had taken another wife, whose name was Keturah. She bore him Zimran, Jokshan, Medan, Midian, Ishbak, and Shua. These were not just names, they were the seeds of new beginnings, the roots of tribes yet to flourish. Zimran, meaning holy, was the firstborn, grew under the vast expanse of desert skies, inheriting the resilience of his forefathers. According to the book of Jasher, it is mentioned that Zimran's children were Abihen, Molish, and Narim. Scholars such as Professor Jan Retzo and William Hazlitt have proposed a connection between Zimran's descendants and the Bani Zomanis, a group noted in the writings of the Greek historian Diodorus Siculus. Jokshan, the second son whose name carried echoes of distant landscapes, carved his own path in the tapestry of history. He had two sons, named Sheba and Dedan, as recorded in Genesis 25:3. The descendants of Sheba are not extensively detailed in the biblical texts. This Sheba, mentioned as the son of Jokshan, should not be confused or linked with the more well-known Queen of Sheba mentioned in the Bible at a later period. The biblical account doesn't provide significant information about the specific descendants or tribes that came from this Sheba. On the other hand, Dedan's descendants are mentioned in various parts of the Bible, associated with trade and commerce. The descendants of Dedan are noted as the Asherites, Letushites, and Lumites. They were potential traders or merchants involved in the exchange of various products, such as spices, precious metals, fabrics, and other goods across different regions and inhabiting regions of the Arabian Peninsula. Medan and Ishbak, though quieter in the biblical narrative, were undoubtedly vital threads in the intricate fabric of their lineage. Midian is the fourth son among the 6 children born to Abraham after the death of Sarah. He is relatively more prominent compared to some of his siblings. The descendants of Midian are known as the Midianites. The Midianites inhabited the region of Midian, believed to be located in the northern part of the Arabian Peninsula, in areas corresponding to present-day Jordan, Saudi Arabia, and northwest Arabia. The Midianites played a significant role in certain biblical narratives, particularly in relation to Moses. In the book of Exodus, Moses fled to Midian after he killed an Egyptian taskmaster and married Zipporah, the daughter of a Midianite priest named Jethro, also known as Reuel. Moses spent several years in Midian before returning to Egypt, where he led the Israelites out of slavery. Later, in the book of Numbers, the Israelites fought against the Midianites due to their involvement in leading the Israelites into idolatry and immorality. This conflict resulted in the defeat of the Midianites. The biblical accounts depict the Midianites as a nomadic people involved in trade, pastoralism, and interactions with other ancient Near Eastern cultures. While the Bible provides a glimpse into the existence and activities of the Midianites, archaeological evidence corroborating their presence in the region has also been found, contributing to our understanding of this ancient group. Shua, the youngest, based on historical or traditional interpretations outside the Bible, it is suggested that his descendants are the Shuhites, an Arab tribe, highlighting the role of Keturah and her children in expanding Abraham's legacy and fulfilling God's promise of numerous descendants, though their individual stories remain less documented. Their descendants would later form various tribes and communities, contributing to the diverse tapestry of ancient societies. Through Abraham's lineage, as God had promised, many nations emerged. While the specific paths of Keturah's children aren't extensively detailed compared to that of Isaac and Ishmael, their existence echoes the fulfillment of God's covenant with Abraham, affirming his legacy as the father of many nations.